Ladies and gentlemen, meet the 2018, that's right, 2018 Audi S4. It has over 350 horsepower. It has all-wheel drive. It has active suspension, and it is red. What's not to love? Well, let's find out by taking it for a ride. As always, full disclaimer, Audi flew me to beautiful Palm Springs on a windy day to test drive this new S4. And Audi says it will do 0 to 60 in about 4.4 seconds. So let's see how fast it is. Oh yeah. Oh, this thing has some cojones. Oh, my. It sticks to the road like glue. What a fun car when you get into the turbo. Really, if you're into canyon carving, this is not a bad tool to use for that particular job. Brakes are linear, the engine is lusty, wants more power. Oh, and it gives me more power. It is a lot of fun to drive fast. Under the hood is a 3-liter V6 twin-scroll turbo, 1 turbo, 2 scrolls. It puts out 354 horsepower and 369 pound-foot of torque. I think most engines are sexy, but unfortunately the manufacturers hide them behind these plastic covers. So if you pop the cover, you can actually see the turbo nestled in between the V of the engine. How cool is that? Now, since this is a Quattro, it of course powers all 4 wheels, 60/40 rear to front power distribution. That's all good. However, it has made it to an 8-speed automatic, which is okay, but there is no manual and there is no dual clutch, which is surprising given that this car costs over $50,000. I suspect if you want a car that can haul 4 people to work and back, but you also want to do a little canyon carving on the weekend, this is definitely it. Now, Audi says that this car competes with the Mercedes-Benz C43 AMG and the BMW 330 and 440i. But if you're a fan of Audis, perhaps the only competition is the RS4. Is that coming? Well, I asked Audi and they said, stay tuned. All right, there are some relatively important issues we need to discuss, you and me. First and foremost, the steering is pretty numb. I have yet to find electric steering that works as well as our old Porsche 996. There you can actually feel the circumference of the tire as it changes, as you load it up. You can feel the curvature of the road. Here, it just gets heavier. We do have 4 drive modes, and we do have active suspension that keeps this car level, but the steering, oh, jeepers. I'm really having a hard time figuring out what the front wheels are doing. Inside the cockpit, it's all business, and what I mean by business is the business of driving on the Autobahn. This is a very sporty and driver-centric interior. Everything is leather and I think faux aluminum, but you've got a big, fat, flat-bottom steering wheel. You of course have Audi's Google Maps on the navigation. It's very modern, it's very techy, and it's very comfortable. So as always, I'm sitting behind myself. Keep in mind I'm about 6'2". Yeah, you know, I've got some headroom, I've got some leg room, but really the driver's seat is where you want to be. If you want something that's comfortable in the back, I suggest you look at a S6 or maybe even an S8. This thing just holds on for dear life, and of course part of that are the tires, and the other part of that is the active suspension combined with all-wheel drive. Normally it's a 40-60 split, which means that most of the power is going to the back, or at least 60% of it, and that gives this car a very neutral on-center feel as I carve these corners. If you're interested in this 2018 Audi S4, they're at your dealerships right now. Pricing starts at about $51,000, and if you get all the tech, all the bells and whistles, it goes up to about $60,000. And if you're interested in fuel economy, your best is of course going to be on the highway, 30 MPG. Style-wise, this car was designed after the Diamond, or at least so the guy who designed it told us. The front end is more sculpted, more rugged, more manly, I guess, more masculine in a lot of ways. But if you want the one that's even a step above, the one that is, according to Audi, a little more emotional, then you have to go for the S5. And I will be doing a complete review of the S5 as well, so you can compare the 2-door to the 4-door. They're very similar in almost every aspect, of course, except for the styling and the fact that this has 4 doors and the S5 has 2 doors, so stay tuned for that. And I've noticed you can really hear the engine note. Is that real? Is it through the speakers? How do you guys do that?
So there's a couple ways. One, there's actuators on the exhaust that open flaps for the exhaust noise.
That's cool, yeah.
Yes,
that's real.
You don't want to get drone when you're cruising around town, so you keep the flaps closed.
Because you got 4 exhaust tips, right?
We have 4 exhaust tips. So there's a actuator that closes the driver's side rear muffler, and then one on the outboard exhaust tip of the passenger side. So you can do 1 exhaust open, 2 exhaust open, or all 4 exhaust opens, cool, depending on how it needs to go.
And obviously the more you open, the louder it gets.
Yes. Yeah. And then on the intake, or on the engine at the back, there's a sound actor which takes the emphasizes the motor noise and uses it as the windshield. It's like a soundboard.
Okay, so you're kind of resonating the windshield and increasing.
You're resonating actual engine noise up through the windshield.
I can see that. You're not actually playing.
We don't play anything through the speakers of the car. No, it's not where we're pumping in.
It's not augmented,
noise. No, it is just emphasizing, and you can adjust the sounds of that through Drive Select if you like it or you don't. You can turn it on or off.
You don't need 4 doors. There is, of course, the brand new 2018 Audi S5, and that review is coming up next on the Fast Lane Car, so be sure to stay tuned for that. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and of course, very red Audi S4 reviews. And don't forget to click over here for some more great TFL reviews. See you guys next time. Ciao.